Set!
When I was little, my mom would watch the marathon on TV, and she would start crying. And I'd always wonder, what's so special about this event that she starts crying and gets so emotional?
Of all the stories having to do with this Los Angeles Marathon, I really believe the single most compelling and the one that really has done the most good is the story of SRLA, Students Run LA.
A marathon program for kids. Students Run LA.
Students Run LA.
Students Run Los Angeles. It began as another way to distract inner-city kids in LA from gangs and violence and hopelessness.
I have never seen a program turn youngsters around like this does and gets them focused and disciplined and gives them confidence to pursue their life. Graduation rates up, colleges involved. It's tremendous.
Harry Shabazian, a high school teacher, had the idea to train his students for the marathon after he ran it for the very first time.
I just thought the experience was so overwhelming and so uplifting that I wanted to go back to school and share this feeling with some of my kids.
You save each kid because somebody cares. And in this program, they have a lot of people who care about them, and that's what makes the difference.
2 years ago, Harry's program expanded and became Students Run LA.
Roberta Weintraub had this incredible idea that we could take this district-wide. From the very beginning, the City of Los Angeles Marathon said, yes, we'll do it. And they gave us free entries.
We've gone from 7 to nearly 800.
1,100 Los Angeles school children.
1,200 students.
1,400 competitors.
1,500 kids are running in the marathon.
1,600 students.
1,700.
1,800 of them.
2,000 strong out there.
2,800 of you this year.
3,100 students and their teacher leaders.
Each year, more than 90% of the students finish the marathon.
They'll finish at a rate of over 95%. 97 to 99% of our seniors graduate and they go on to college.
It's just a matter of believing in them and getting them to believe in themselves. If you get them to believe in themselves, they can do anything.
Growing up was really difficult. My mom managed a hot dog business. I had to work with her and help her because we've always lived together alone. In 7th grade, I didn't really know what it meant for me to go to college. I didn't really care about my grades as much. Then I started running, and I remember Students Run LA t-shirts would say, if you could run a marathon, you can graduate from high school. While you're running, you're not sure what's gonna happen. You have to keep focused. And at the end, when you finish the marathon, you feel relieved, you feel happy, proud of yourself. The past 5 marathons that I ran with my mom. Just enduring that pain with her made everything so clear to me. I'll be able to go 6, 7 years of college away from her and be able to graduate and be able to change her life. It all started with that little grain that SRLA implanted in me.
I was in 8th grade, and I think it was pretty evident that I didn't have much self-confidence. I was always the last one to finish. My fellow teammates were extremely supportive. They were the ones helping cheer me on. That was so meaningful. My family didn't show up to the actual event, even though I had asked them to. And after I completed the marathon, I still remember the look on their faces when they saw what I was capable of. When I was thinking about losing weight, the task seemed insurmountable, but one thing that kept coming back into my mind was, if I can do a marathon, I can do this. And I am back at Pacoima Middle School as a behavioral therapist. Now I'm working towards dropping that last bit of weight and training for my goal, which is to complete another marathon.
Joining Students Run LA really focused my energy into staying the course and focusing on long distance rather than just short-term goals. But the profound impact really came after high school. When I was in college, I still came back and continued to train with the high school students. I just thought it would be a grateful thing to pay it forward. That's when I decided to change my career in becoming a teacher. If I became a teacher, I would have more access and more ability to be a positive influence on these kids.
Good, looking good, looking good. Good job.
My parents worked hard. They worked a lot like most kids' parents, trying to get us the life that they couldn't have. And the key was that we had to go to college. I don't think at that time in my life, I understood about making long-term goals and how to achieve long-term goals. This idea that you decide in September to complete a marathon in March and that you build to it was something that I take for granted now. But back then, I didn't realize I needed to be taught how to do that. I never thought I would be a scientist studying microbiology. That never entered my mind. And the marathon has been one of the things that really helped me get through that.
I've been hearing about the marathon for as long as I can remember. I never thought too much of it. This lovely lady here is my mother, and she is one of the original members of Students Run LA back when it was still the running club at her high school.
I was just hanging out with the wrong people. We were always out drinking, having house parties. We couldn't make it in a traditional high school. What drew me to running was the challenge of it. Just the whole momentum of knowing you commit to something and you succeed at it. You start feeling confident, little by little, and it goes a long, long way.
To be the second generation in Students Run LA, it's a privilege.
It's really important for me to come back to my community because this is where I grew up. After Brown, I want to go to law school and I want to create the same impact that Students Run LA made on me.
Students Run LA made me aware of what I am capable of. I started to see myself differently, my family started to see me differently, and I think things really started to change.
Students Run LA gave me a sense of direction when I was uncertain as to what my career path was going to be.
They gave me running, and that is a gift that I will cherish for the rest of my life. I will be running until I'm in a wheelchair.
Students Run LA gave me a sense of hope and the self-esteem to keep going and to graduate and not to give up.
Congratulations.
Good job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, SRLA.
Thank you.
Thank you, SRLA.
Thank you, SRLA.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Nance. Thank you, Miss Christie. Thank you, everybody, for helping.
It was a great experience.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't think I ever said thank you.
Thank you.
I can tell you from my experience that it has completely changed my life.